Guys, we are back. So let's do trig. So with trigonometry, everything revolves around the Cartesian plane. That's the famous diagram. Oh, what a straight line. The famous Cartesian plane. So it's like you're drawing a circle and then you're starting at 0 degrees, then that's 90, and then this is 180, this is 270, and then this is 360. Okay, so all the angles that are in the between 0 and 90, or let's start like this, we call this first quadrant. So we count the quadrant starting from 0 going anti-clockwise. So this is the first quadrant, that's the second quadrant, this is the third, and then this is the fourth. Yeah, so all the angles that are in the first quadrant, or that are in between 0 and 90, we call them acute angle, and then they can use theta, alpha, delta, which one is delta? I actually forgot. Beta to represent them, or we can use 90 minus theta. So being theta, all this represents an acute angle. Remember, what's an acute angle? Any angle that's between 0 and 90. So for example, in the first quadrant, if I have 40 degrees, or if I have 40 degrees, I can just use this as theta, or I can write 40 degrees as 90 minus something. So what can I subtract from 90 so that I can get 40? That would be 50. So can you see 50 is still an acute angle? Remember, you're not trying to change the 40, you're just rewriting it in a different way. Meaning your answer when you say 90 minus 40 or 90 minus theta must give you what you had before. Then all the angles that are between 90 and 180, we either use 90 plus theta to represent them, or 180 minus theta. So for example, in the second quadrant, you can have 150 degrees. So 150 degrees, remember all of them, we can either use them, write them as what? 90 plus theta. So in order to get 150, I have to say 90 plus 60. Or I can write it as 180 minus 30. So all this, if we simplify them, we're going to get what? 150 degrees. And then in the third quadrant, all of them can be represented by 180 plus theta. So in the third quadrant, you have angles like 190 or 200 or 250. So 190, we can write it as 180 plus 10 degrees. 200, we can write it as 180 plus 20. 250 would be 180 plus 50 plus 20 is what? 70. And then all the angles that are in the fourth quadrant, we can write them as 360 minus theta. So in the fourth quadrant, you have we can have 290, we can have 300, we can have 350, for example. 290, this will be 360 minus what? Hey, my mental math is not good, but 300 is 360 minus 60, and then 350 would be 360 minus 10. So 360 now would be 360 minus 70. Yes. Okay, I'm making this videos short so that you don't get bored.